International Master William Pascal, aka Sladgie, here with Ponda. What's up, guys? I'm playing on lichess with my account Sparkle Horse. Go by many names. Astrobate, welcome. I've got a challenge from Wikipoo. Guys, we're taking blitz 5+3. Wikipoo challenging me. He wanted to play a game last night when I was in very bad condition. I promised him we could play in the morning. So here I'm making good. Making good on my promises. It's what I aim to do. I just played some 3-2 game against him, 3-0 against him, 2100, just to get warmed up. But yeah, we've been playing this variation a couple of times, now I remember. So he switched to a classical English. Interesting. It's logical because he's playing the Rosslimo. He's playing the Rosslimo now with white anyway. So it kind of makes sense if he plays it this way. To this way against the English. I don't remember. Okay, this I don't recall being like even theory. I could play f4 here. The 4 pawns attack. I don't think anybody plays this quite the way that Wikipoo plays it normally. Looks like an e4. It looks like an e4, e5 game. Sack a piece. h4. That's a little bit much. Speaking of a little bit much, I'm not much liking the way that this turned out. The e-file is dangerous. I'm overextended. You think like he would be surprised in the opening. Not at all, apparently. Queen e2 check. It's a weird move. I'm ready to castle queenside now. Maybe it's not so stupid. King d8. That's not really the normal Wikipoo style. It's not really his style to go completely berserk like that. Strange. Quite a game there at 11 o'clock in the morning to play with black with king d8. I'm surprised he even knows this variation. Knight c5, I think this is a mistake. Knight c5, d4. I've never seen anyone play knight g6. I've never seen anyone play bishop d6 before. Normally I would just take, but I decided to be creative. c5 might be a good move as well. I don't think he's ever thought this long on a single move in one of our games. Maybe he got disconnected. Am I connected? That's a long think for queen takes d4. Wow. Knight b5. No. That's interesting. He has tactics in every position here. Maybe I have a move. This is ridiculous. Alright, there. Maybe I have a move here. It'd be interesting to see how he plays this. Instantly, bishop takes c3. He thought like forever on the other move. Now he plays that one instantly. It's a crazy complicated position. Wow. Check. It's not allowing me to do that. Alright. Very well. Heads up move there. Totally safe position for black. King on d8. My bishops are good. Now I'm trying to get my last rook in the game. Stopping a5. Trying to stop it. Somehow I'm still down a pawn here. The one thing I'll say about his game is that he does seem kind of materialistic. I guess we all are to some extent. Last game he like grabbed a rook to go into lost position against me without even thinking about it. Bishop f3. Man, his queen is good there. How about a5 anyway? Gotta try to open it up. Okay, where's the mate? Oof. He's got such a good natural instinct. But this whole process was very, very dangerous. It's funny that like he lost after he traded queens. He figures automatically trading queens. Black is safe. That was a tough game. Man, I don't know. Welcome to the stream, guys. No more masters. No more master strength blitz players, please. Alright, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. No more master strength blitz players today. Sit down. I hate playing the strong players first, too. Good game, Wikipoo. Certainly not playing safely today. He's usually a little more conservative. Okay, his king is never going to be completely safe. Just before we start, we can look at that position where he played king d8. I don't think I would play king d8. You know, it's interesting. Like, maybe if you're playing a weak player who you had to beat, no matter what. So I don't think this is very good. f4. But I thought it would be fun. This is the lichess opening explorer. That's the lichess opening explorer. Let me get to the real database. So like f4. f4 is simply not a move, but c5 may be strong. Under Aiken. So Sergei Movsesian actually played this move with black. It looks like it's losing by force after c5. Oof. Nearly losing by force. That's how bad black's position is. Slightly stronger than f4. I knew it was an option, but I didn't think it would be so overwhelming. Well, king d8 should never happen again because this should just be bad for black in the first place. We'll never play this position again. But I might play it against some random player on lichess or something. I'll never play f4 again. That's funny. Bishop d6, f4, double question mark. Now he comes to his senses. Here, e5. Yeah, and like here I expected bishop e7. Like a sort of Lopez. I mean, this is what would be like simple move. But bishop e4 is interesting. You think you love openings. Dude, you haven't seen anything yet. Sit on. You think that I love openings. I'm like pretty low on the scale of loving openings for title players. I am nowhere near the kind of theoretician that most players at my level are. I think that actually I know less about openings in the other stages of the game. But you should hang out with some other title players and see how much they love openings, man. It's much worse than me. Bishop e4, e takes f6. There I can apparently, it's like George W. Bush, apparently, America. I can apparently play bishop d3. I thought about this, you know, I wouldn't mind playing it in bullet chess. Wow. It's just overwhelming if he, yeah, I could just keep sacrificing a piece here. That's cool. Anyways, I just want to look at this one position. After takes, I was concerned that I was worse here. Because I'm a little bit overextended. The computer doesn't agree. I mean, this looks like move, but I was concerned that the E file, I'm just really not healthy. It looks like the Budapest Gambit F4 variations or something like that. So I tried this. And we're going to give the engine a second to see what it thinks here. I mean, Queen e7, Knight e7. What's wrong with Queen e7? I mean, is that really bad for some reason? Oh, f5 is a problem. Like here. My g2 isn't really hanging. Is it? Man, I don't know, my Stockfish seems really slow. I've got a 300 ping. What the heck? Why is my ping on 300? It's gonna shut down my stream. So, bishop d3, knight f2 check, g2 check, king f2, for example, knight h4. Here's an interesting position where we're down a pawn, but we have like a massive initiative, I guess, with this. Ooh. Yeah, this doesn't look safe for black. I don't want to be black in this position. I don't think so. Wikipu played king d8. I just want to see, the engine said knight e7, I think, or king f8. How bad is king d8? It's not that bad. I like how the computer's giving me a question mark. It's like its second best move. Now it's the best move. After thinking for depth 16, it's like queen f2 is the best move. I get a question mark for queen f2. What? What? All right, I think my Stockfish is unfair, but I've got very bad lag, guys. Suddenly, don't know the cause of my lag. If it's my internet, if it's heat, my processor is overheating. But we're gonna try to take measures to make sure we properly ventilate the computer. Sorry if there's any extraneous noise on the mic. It's not that hot today. It's not quite as hot as yesterday. So I don't know. But Wikipu, this is very risky to do king d8. This is not a question mark. It was an interesting game. c5 was a great move, a great try. I had no clue what to play here. I suppose I could play like bishop e3 or something. Computer wants to play f5. Okay, I'm not a computer. Anyway, let's play another game. King f1. Not appealing. It was an interesting position. Both sides have taken some liberties here. The bold random rabbit. Hanishberger trolling a roll. Siran. So sit on Troll and a Roll are subscribers. Hanishberger not. King D8 is playable, and it became very interesting. Very interesting, baby chess. I didn't think you would go for that, and I wasn't ready for a sharp game yet today. So I wasn't sure about this. You have a perfectly playable position. You were actually better. There was an interesting move. If we go one more move before we go on to the next game. One last thing I wanted to mention. Queen d4. I guess this is a mistake. Whatever. Bishop c3. bc3. So you have rook e2. I thought he had rook e2 here. I was concerned about this. But that's probably not good enough. Alright, that doesn't work. So the engine thinks you should just trade queens while you can. Play this ending a pawn up. Seems perfectly reasonable. Well, you might have some compensation for the sacrificed pawn. Maybe not enough. Hanishberger, Troll and a Roll. Alright, Troll and a Roll is next. As a subscriber. He's been subscribed. Still don't understand why my ping is... Now my ping is back to normal. Alright. We had a very high 200 ping there. We're going to try to cool down the processor. So, Troll. Trolls the roll. Guys, 5+3 challenges. Because I'm slow. And it's hot. It's too hot to play fast. Anyway, this is the way to learn chess, man. To think and actually use your time. Wikipoo used his time. He sort of impulsively made the final blunder with queen c5. But it was an easy position for either of us to blunder. Very sharp position. With his king in the center. I could have just as easily blundered. E4, E5. I wanted to play G3, but this sort of takes the fun out of it. I guess I'm still going to play it. Now my bishop is dead. The bishop is an influencer, as far as, it's sort of an influencer as far as D5. Chess influencer. It's Friday. Guys, please subscribe and thank you for supporting the stream. If you can make a donation, check out the PayPal link on our Twitch. Also our YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We need a little self-promotion. I don't like to do a lot of self-promotion, but we need a little bit of support from time to time. Appreciate it, guys. Simul on Sunday. That'll be our next stream. So, wow, F5. Wow. I was talking about this yesterday. Releasing the beast. King's Gambit reversed accepted. Release the beast. He's going for the center at all cost. I'm pretty well placed. I would think I could play F4. Is F4 a good move? Am I lagging in development again? These four pieces rock and rolling over here. I hope there's no check on this diagonal. Didn't really plan on that. Maybe I should have taken that into consideration. Never play F4. Now where would you hear a thing like that? I was having a discussion with someone this week about whether the bird's opening was better than the orangutan. Do you prefer birds to monkeys? Alright, so C2 is hanging. No, it's not. It usually is in normal chess. It's actually protected here. Alright, I knew that. I knew that. Very generous offer. Rookie 5. His bishop on h8 is still blocked in. I mean, you would think that white benefits by opening the position more quickly. It's kind of like normal chess. All else being equal, having the first move advantage is favorable to me. All the strong players showing up here. Brony's not that bad. Yeah, Schieberspieler, welcome. G4 is a lot worse. It weakens twice as many squares as H4. I hate G4. I just can't play the Grob. The Grob is truly horrible. So, I don't know if this is the best move. But anyway, the argument was that F4 is better than B4, and the person I was discussing this with was sort of surprised for some reason. Maybe they were actually making the case. I know what it was. So he thought F4 was better than B4, but when he checked in the opening score, I guess B4 had a better score. Something like that. But I think F4 is better. It influences the center. B4 does not influence the center, right? You just got to be careful with F4. Still, I mean, the center is like the most important thing in chess. One of the most important concepts. Therefore, F4 must be better than B4. You've obviously got to be careful with your king when you play the birds. Any move that controls the center must be better than one that does not, by definition. Schieberspieler, how did you finish in the tournament? 9th or 10th? Tough field. So we have very little advantage here, if any. Yeah, you lost against Balazchanka and one other, Mr. Olka. But that was a good comeback against Mr. Olka. Just when I thought you were dead, you were checkmating him 2 moves later. Very funny. I was like, alright, he's going to lose. Yeah, your performance rating was 25. I can castle, right? I hate chess 960 that you have to touch the rook. Troll is pretty good. He manipulates his ratings. He's the most rating manipulator who's never been caught for manipulating. He invented rating manipulation, it looks like. 1500. Actually, chess 960 is normal to be a little lower rated than your other ratings, but he's actually better in chess 960 than normal chess. $66,0055. There's like a code, I think. Some sort of code with his ratings. I'm not sure what it is. My YouTube training video, Master Games, they're very good. Thank you for them. One video has 80,000 views. Yeah, I need to make more stuff for YouTube. I know that. One of the videos is kind of viral. But, my problem is that I just don't have time. Like, I have too much other stuff to do. And I never have time to, like, sit down and record videos for YouTube. But I keep promising to do it. Yeah, that series can be very successful. Of course, you know, I've got a lot of other stuff that's good, but it often depends on the name. Like, people just like the sort of name you choose for the videos. Magnus Carlsen Plays Blitz would have like 100,000 views if you just like use Magnus's name or whatever. I mean, yeah, I need to work more on the YouTube. it was never my intention to be like a wealthy YouTuber or make money from my YouTube channel. It just kind of was like a hobby to start that. But by all means, guys, subscribe on YouTube. I keep threatening eventually I will get around to making more content. You know, maybe just like short. I'll start adding some short videos. It doesn't have to be that intensive. It's still useful. Awesome Schieberspieler. I've got like 2,300 subscribers. It's not much, but I never really put much emphasis on it. But I think I'll try. I have extensive experience making chess instructional videos, but never really for YouTube too much. Yeah, let's see. Alright, Agad Matur. He's a pro YouTuber. You gotta be good at marketing yourself. Alright, Knight C5. Not much. Equal. Troll. 1,500. Eventually Troll will blunder or lose on time. Maybe not today. He used to lose on time, but he's gotten faster. If he doesn't lose on time, I don't know how I'm going to beat him. Sometimes he just makes like blatant tactical mistakes. But this position was too simple. I just don't like chess 960. I've got to be honest. I do it for Troll, but I wouldn't want to do it on my own. If it wasn't for Troll begging me to play chess 960, I just wouldn't play. On the other hand, I think it's useful. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was good training. I just think that it's not as interesting as normal chess. The positions are too blocked. It gets blocked and hard to play and just kind of boring. I guess if you really study with practice, you can find ways to play, learn tricks to get like really wild open positions. But every time I play, I feel like I'm in the World Wrestling Federation. Wrestling is sumo. So what's up with bishop takes a7? Can you trap my bishop? It obviously doesn't look like super safe to go there. Drank a little more than my body tolerates yesterday. That's possible. Drinking is not a good idea. I assume you're not talking about drinking water. Come on, Troll, blunder. I thought he had better. Give me that. Hard to get my bishop in the game. Man, check this position out. He then c knight c4. See, that's his only problem. He's not spotting sharp tactics. Trapping my rook instead. Dude, you're driving me nuts. You took away all my rook's squares where it can penetrate. See, he's good positionally. Although he's even making mistakes positionally now. Finally, I'm better. Here at move 27 for the first time in the whole game. Did you see that though, Troll? You missed knight c4 check. Bishop f5 was brilliant, and now I blundered. You have knight c4 check. I guess it's a draw after that. This is perfect coordination. You've got that. Taking all my stuff on the 7th rank. I thought that's why he played bishop f5. But after bishop takes a7, I thought it was weird that you gave up your bishop on c3. But I don't know what else you can do, actually. I mean, you could have played rook a8 first. But I'm not sure if it would really make a difference. If you want to get your pawn back, you have to play bishop takes c3. So I guess objectively, like, you shouldn't sacrifice that pawn. The computer wants to just play like b6. I didn't see anything clear. Troll, you need to work on the tactics. I know. I know you wanted the pawn back. Alright, so Siran. Mubat deleted. Brony's message looked like it looked like spam. He was trying to be funny. Become GM with these easy 5 steps. Works 100%. Beat world champion. That's the best way to get YouTube subscribers. Of course, I guess you can't mention specific names necessarily. I think they'll block your videos if you put the wrong things in the title. A lot of people try to clickbait naming their streams and videos after, you know, Magnus watch stream, Magnus watch video. It feels like you're exploiting the other. I don't know. All right, 5 plus 3. A lot of people don't care. It was weird. Like if I try to put like FIDE in my YouTube title, it would like not go through. There was some sort of filters, I feel like. All right, let's just concentrate on chess here. Bishop g5 sucks. I don't know why. I just don't know anything else. Bishop f4. Well, that's usually played after knight f3. The Peruvian gambit. You can play the Peruvian gambit c5. Siran. c5. Nobody ever plays that anymore. c5, c takes d, queen b6. I had a friend who used to play that. It's a great opening for like blitz. Peruvian. God only knows why it's called the Peruvian gambit. So bishop e4. I encounter this very infrequently. So you're playing a Rogozin. King Marcher says Putin is power till 2036. No, I mean the FIDE president is not. Oh, that's that guy. Yeah, I've given up on FIDE. But I gave up on FIDE a long time ago, to be honest. Almost all sports organizations are corrupt. By nature. Well, just organizations are corrupt, I should say. Any organization that... Yeah. I don't know. Dvorkovich, or whatever his name is the new. They got rid of... At least they got rid of Ilumjinov, but... I don't know if the situation is any better, honestly. I don't have much hope for FIDE. But it is the only game in town. So Siran could play like a Vienna variation or the so-called Manhattan variation. So-called. I don't see this a lot lately. It used to be more popular in Blitz. What am I supposed to play here? CD5? Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to take now. I'm not a fan of FIDE. Not a loyal supporter. But it is the only chess organization in business, I guess. Chess Federation or whatever. I don't want to talk about politics on the stream. Sometimes I do, but I regret that. I just would rather just not even worry about it. We have to be in just constantly bombarded with politics in the news 24 hours a day already. It's bad enough. This is like an escape from reality, the chess stream. F4. The Pillsbury attack. Chess is a good escape from reality. I always tell the story how there was this time in my life long ago when I had a lot of personal problems, and I'm one or two people here have already heard this story probably, but Black just lost a piece. It was a funny incident I had when my life really sucked, and we went to a tournament with a friend of mine, and he was driving me home, and I'll never forget, like, I didn't want to go home because I hated my life at home, and he dropped me off at home, and it was like after a weekend we went to a tournament, a chess tournament, obviously. And I realized, like, when he pulled over next to my apartment to let me out, I didn't want to get out of the car. I was like, I just want to go back. Can we just go back to the chess tournament? Chess makes a very good escape. It should, at least. Black resigned just when I was starting to get interested. Yeah, you're just losing a piece. You might as well resign here. Sit down. So, what did you do wrong? C6. You know, when you play C6 here, you're just playing a passive kind of exchange. Well, you're just playing an exchange variation where your bishop's on the wrong square. Okay, you have to play C5. C5 should transpose into Manhattan variation. C. So the plan is like C5, C4. Usually. I'm surprised there's 7 games with C6. Now, technically, this may not be a proper move order. Maybe like H6 is supposed to be played. I believe you're not supposed to have played H6. So technically it should be like H7, bishop on G5, same position, you play C5 here. I don't know how bad H6 hurts your position. But even so, with H6 and bishop H4, you definitely need to get active and play C5. Having said that, you're just playing a weird exchange variation here. So your bishop's on the wrong square. Knight b6 is a further mistake. Leaving e5 weak. You invite me to play this move. And if I were black at this point, I would probably break the pin with like bishop e7, even though white is better. Yeah, your move order was just the worst possible sequence, losing a piece with f5. Cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. You can call me Will, Brony. You've been in the stream long enough that you can call me by my first name. That's alright. Are there in Hungary some big tournaments in August? Not usually big ones. No. I mean, there might be something, but we don't have any big tournaments anymore. I mean, there was Zalakaros, which I figure probably got canceled this year. That was in like May. And there's like maybe June. Zalakaros was in like June, May, June area. And the Spring Festival. There really aren't any big tournaments in Hungary at all, for that matter. Everything's messed up with COVID anyway, but even without COVID, like, we didn't really have any big tournaments. They're just There will be a Zalakaros in September, so they moved that. The Zalakaros has gone off and on. Like, it was really, really weak for a while. Then they got sponsorship back. Then it was strong again. Then it was weak again. It's like year to year, the sponsorship of certain tournaments kind of goes away or maybe comes back, depending. But Hungary doesn't have a lot of good tournaments. We have a lot of bad tournaments. A lot of tournaments with, like, not great prizes. But not a lot of big tournaments, like in some places. Lots of tournaments, but they're not like great prizes or anything, special. That's how I would describe it. Lots of tournaments, lots of players, but not big tournaments. Hanish Burger, Cats and Dogs. All right. Okay, so the Benko Memorial in Balaton Lilla, but Schieberspieler, didn't that already happen? Did Balaton Lilla already happen? I don't understand. I don't know. You can probably find some tournament somewhere. There's another tournament according to chess.hu in Balaton Lilla, but nothing big, Hungary doesn't have big tournaments. The Spring Festival in Zalakaros, and used to be a tournament in Harkine, was good, but not so much anymore. Since I've been coming to Hungary, since like my first time in Hungary was in '96, but let's just say the last 25 years. Really, those are the only three big tournaments: Zalakaros, Harkine, and the Spring Festival. But none of them really that big a deal compared to other big European chess festivals or something. But Hungary is relatively okay now with the coronavirus. Though, I mean, any country's dangerous. It could like fire up again very easily. If you look at what's happening in the United States, it's totally like coronavirus is out of control. I mean, if it can happen there, it can happen anywhere. So I'm a little bit scared to make plans of any kind, Brony, honestly. We have a friend visiting from Romania at my apartment, and it's like we thought about traveling to Romania, but it's like, what if you go and they close the borders because there's like another lockdown or something? What if you get like trapped outside? Probably you can still get back somehow. It's just a crazy world we live in now. Hopefully they'll get back to normal eventually. With the candidates, I don't know. I would assume they would get the candidates back pretty quickly. There was something about not having it in Russia, maybe. Did anybody else see that? Yeah, the United States is a disaster. I don't know when like real chess will ever return. Maybe like next year. I would assume like over-the-board chess in America probably won't happen until 2021. Try legally passing the border. You remember my story. I've only done that in Italy. When I went to Slovenia. It was so easy to just slip out the wrong door. I don't understand how like that didn't happen with a lot of people. It was sort of stupid. It wasn't like I snuck past somebody. I just walked out the wrong door and I'm in the wrong country. It was so easy. Alright, so Hanishberger with Bishop E2 here. This is a bit of a popular system. I don't know why people are playing this. I was thinking of maybe going to Romania. See, if I play d5, I allow a lot of simplification. Maybe I could play in a tournament in Romania. I'm supposed to play in an IM tournament in Budapest in August. That should be my next tournament. I've agreed contractually to play another my favorite IM tournaments. So it's not called the Las Vegas Open, right, Acerbate? Are you talking about the National Open? Acerbate just changes the name to suit himself. You mean the National Open? Is there really a Las Vegas Open? It sounds like a golf tournament. We're not talking about golf, Acerbate. The Las Vegas International Grand Prix. F4. You mean the National Open was like moved from June to September? The North American Open? What? That's in... No, that's not. That's not in September. That would be in December. They wouldn't change that because that's in the safe. North American is after Christmas and New Year's. They wouldn't change that. That might be safe. But they probably moved the National Open to September, which would have been in like June normally. That's what Acerbate's talking about. So can I play Queen B6 here? Isn't that a move? Is this a stupid idea? You got selected for random test on coronavirus. Italy's probably like the only country in the world that actually has random tests for coronavirus. You guys had a huge disaster initially, but probably you're respecting the situation more than anybody now in the world. If you have a scare like that, you have to scare people into taking stuff seriously. I wish we had random tests here. They're in denial. You only can get tested if you have symptoms. Like, even if you want a test, I'm not sure if you can get one in Hungary. Only if you just... It's so stupid. The whole point is that people without symptoms have the disease. That's the problem. So we'll only have tests if you have symptoms. It's like denying the problem. Trying to brush it under the rug. No, good for Italy. That's the way every country should be operating. Random testing. It's a good idea, why not? They should do that in the United States. I'm sure you're fine, man. You're going to the Southern Open? I don't think so. Yeah. It's out of control in the American South. Sadly. Texas, Florida, throughout the southern states. People didn't think it was anything but a flu, right? For America, like New York and New Jersey, Massachusetts is sort of like the Italy. They're taking it seriously the most because it started there first, really bad. All right, so we're just taking this. Thank you very much. So after Queen B6, you can play Knight A4. Then I get Queen C7 for free, I guess. If you need a way to defend against both threats, B2 and E3, you can play Knight A4. Rookman says testing is costly. Especially in the United States. Just take an ambulance, Rookman, costs $3,000, supposedly. So I suppose it would be anything is expensive, according to insurance companies. When ambulance rides cost $3,000. But it doesn't have to be that way. So here's a surprise. Knight takes C6. I just take with the queen. I won't get in an argument about the virtues of socialized medicine, but the American healthcare system is totally effed up compared to the rest of the world. It's a total disaster. There's nothing that isn't costly in the American healthcare system. Because insurance companies are destroying the whole system and they're totally corrupt. And not just insurance companies, but I'm sure there's a lot of corruption everywhere. But it shouldn't have to be that way, you know. If I got coronavirus, I was in intensive care for 3 months and got a bill for $1.1 million, I would probably kill myself because I didn't want to be indebted for the rest of my life, honestly. I would rather be dead than owe the hospital like $1.1 million, like some guy I saw in the news. Honeysburger doing a good job coming back. Really good job. He's got pressure down the middle. Sounds like a sports commentary. Pressure down the middle. We're all right. I think Honeysburger has a lot of potential to be a really good player. He just needs some seasoning. Queen f3. If you insist. If you insist. Alright, that's too many pawns. So, this position has probably happened before. It's funny. You have Queen d3. Interesting. Knight a4. I don't have to play Queen c7. There was actually a Miles game against Westerinen from '85. Queen b4. Wow, I didn't realize you could do this. So Miles induces him to like weaken himself. This move looks better. If you can play that, just kind of maintain the position. Krivoruchko versus Abasov. I did not realize White had Queen d3. Maybe that's something I just overlooked when studying this years ago. And if Knight b4, it's not a big deal. If I play Knight b4, I take pressure off the center where that knight used to be. I guess your knight holds the c2 square. Well, I don't know. You have to be careful here. You could play just Queen d2, I guess. Very simply. I don't know about fancy moves. There's nothing for black special here. Although, I mean, obviously you have to calculate this. That looks dangerous, I would assume. It's hard not to get your queen trapped. But there's like Chatalbashev game, Michael Valvo, Bernatsky. This must be playable. What's the evaluation? I would assume my queen would get trapped. Looks really, really dangerous. Knight c6, bc6. I would not play that. I mean, I would be terrified. It's a poisoned pawn. So this actually happened. Radulski versus Chatalbashev. Knight d5. You get your pawn back with check. And now white's center is corrected. That's a pretty solid pawn center. And white even like goes up a pawn temporarily. Bishop a6. Novelty from the computer, king f2. White's slightly better. Alright, I got a challenge from Bold Random Rabbit. The Random Bold Rabbit. No one really plays that variation for white. Though I've seen a lot more classical dragons where the knight isn't going to b3. Traditionally, you always retreat the knight back to b3 with white in the classical dragon. The systems that they're playing these days, I've seen more like castling queenside instead of f4. Some strong players, even still, I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Asterbate. Bad choice of words. Alright, let's try something different. I don't play this much these days. I used to play this sometimes. So Padron Antoni says, I wonder if the U.S. could find an example of a whole continent that provides healthcare, free education, obtains results. Really similar to theirs in terms of quality. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not living in the United States anymore. People are always like, why did you move to Hungary? Maybe I don't want, to spend all my money on healthcare and have my children going to college cost like $1 million. I don't know. Just something to think about. So d5. d5. I face this a lot. I've tried everything. g6, bishop e7, a5, knight a6. Literally every one of those moves. The best move for white is actually knight f3. But if you like, if you like a closed position, the d5 is okay. Will we have Gabix on Tuesday? I'll have to send a message and ask him. Guys, we're going to keep doing the Tuesday streamer battles for now. So Tuesday 6:30, Tuesday 2 p.m. Eastern European time, Central European time, 2 p.m. Tuesdays, we're doing streamer battles, and Schieberspieler was asking if I Am Gabix was going to play. I'll have to send him a message. I don't like this knight a6 now. I regret this. Last week he couldn't play, but he said he would play if he could. Put the time control at 3+1. Well, some people were asking for it to be rated. Some people were asking for it to be, increment. I don't really care. For me, it's fine if they wanted to make it 3+1. Did Gabix berserk much in yesterday's tournament, though? In the 3+2? No, right? Only like Pop G is berserking in 3+2, mostly. He's just so insanely fast. He's good, too. F4. F4 is a good move. F3 is a good move here against my setup. Taking advantage of mine. Alright, well, I've got to go for that pawn. I've got to take advantage of the weakness in his position as well. CEST, Central European Summertime. Some people think berserks should not be allowed. Xerox is here. He says the berserk should not be allowed in team tournaments. He beat me like in 15 seconds in the last game. He used like 30 seconds for the whole game. I forgot my own theory that I had done a video on in the gambit line. But when people berserk against me, Schieber-Spieler, it feels like they're giving me odds, and I feel a bit more pressure. Like, if you don't beat them, it's like a shame or embarrassing. So I feel like berserking against people puts this like psychological pressure on. I tell the story always about how when I played once in a rapid tournament against Sebe Attila, not intentionally but accidentally, he came like it was a 15 minutes rapid game with old style clocks, and he came 10 minutes, or he came like 13 minutes late to the game. It was in the middle rounds. He was outside, he forgot the time, walked in like 13 minutes late, had 2 minutes on the clock to my 15, and he's not that much higher rated than me. And the thing was, like, it's just this psychological pressure. You feel like, you have to win because the other guy has so much less time. And it's harder for the side that's not berserking. I lost 2 of the 3 games where people berserked against me because I just sort of panicked, freaked out. Bold Random Rabbit, 1492. Christopher Columbus is on the outs, Bold Random Rabbit, just so you know. Even though he is from the UK, he's not necessarily a fan of Christopher Columbus. I just lost. Sebe had 2 minutes in sudden death against my 15, and it was just like, just the pressure of knowing that I have to beat him. It's like, it's 15 minutes to 2. You have to beat him. If you don't beat him, you're an idiot. The psychological pressure is much harder on the other side. Bold Random Rabbit plays the opening pretty well for a 1492. 1300 in bullet. This is a very aggressive setup. Alright, how do I not surrender my center here? We're practically transposing to a 4 pawns attack. That's kind of weird. You feel the pressure on me when I berserk. You have to remember that, though. You have to remember that psychologically, the other side, maybe with weaker players, it's not the case, but if you're berserking against someone who's a good player, they're going to feel like if you beat them, and you beat them like giving them odds, you know? It's kind of a diss. It's more embarrassing to lose for the other player, so there's more pressure on them to beat you or not lose. So think about that. If you think about it that way, maybe you won't feel like the pressure's on you. Now I can take, or play knight g4. I guess knight g4 right away. Bold Random Rabbit made a slight inaccuracy, I guess, with bishop e3 there. He could have held off on that. I think just castles. There's no need to play bishop e3 here. He's going to lose a key tempo, at the very least, with like pawn takes f4. Berserk said, what? Asked me when I get berserked, my opponents get complicated push for me. You give peace odds all the time. Peace odds are not a good strategy under any circumstances, Acerbate. The best strategy against someone berserking is to just play slow and steady Play your normal game. Don't let it affect you psychologically. If you can just play your normal game without letting it affect you, you should do well. My problem was that the last couple of times I wasn't able to maintain that. I was tired or hot or whatever, and I felt like I wasn't patient. On Tuesday, when I had a couple of berserks, 3. Finally, I won the third one, but even that wasn't very well played. Absolutely, Padron and Tony. You should definitely lean towards something like that, more closed position. Definitely. Yeah, you want to bog them down. Acerbate strategy, I don't know about that. You want to bog down the guy who's berserking, make the position really closed, keep all the pieces on the board. Definitely. So G3 is a cool move. My knight is in danger of being trapped here. Wow. Quite the idea. I guess I can play G5 if I have to. Might have to. I can't find another solution. Bishop D4 is also possible, but that bishop is so strong I don't want to give it up. But I need to maintain my knight. I don't know. Anyone have a suggestion other than G5? What to do there? I'm in danger of losing my knight, and it has no out. I don't like playing G5. I guess I could just play Bishop H6, shift diagonals. Maybe that was the better. Rather than weakening my pawns. So Random Rabbit is pretty active. Pretty accurate, too. 1492. It's a really demented King's Gambit. He's 1366 in bullet. It's a cagey game. Not a lot of time to think here. C6. Guess I should just play C6. Pre-moved it. Looks like we've got it under control. He is good for 1300 bullet, though. I was expecting an easy game. Not losing on time. It's crazy. Take! No. Knight G4. Now he lost on time. It's still not over. I'm not even sure Bishop F6 is a good move. I had Bishop C3 check, King F1, Queen H2. What? Bishop C3, B takes C, Knight G2 check. Sorry. Yeah, Knight G2 checked. That's cute. That'll do it. But the opening itself, I thought White played really well until move 9. You see, he's clearly better here. It's only this move that's a mistake. Fe5, the computer recommends Knight G4. I don't know if I would find that or not. I was intending to take. I was a little concerned about Knight takes E5, castle, Knight takes E5, Knight takes E4. Knight takes F7. This doesn't work, right? I have too much. Okay, Knight E5 isn't good. But this is like a normal 4 pawns attack. Pretty close to a normal 4 pawns attack, Knight A6 line. Better for White. Fortuna Chess Coach rating with a party of 15. Critical move 10, move 9. Thanks for the raid. Friday. Fortuna Chess Coach, also a streamer here on Twitch. Raid. What's up, man? Are you going to play? You going to play on Tuesday? One of the strongest players I've ever met with a stream. That's full. Extremely educational. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, I try. I'm not always. I've been in bad form. So the amazing chess part has been on hold temporarily. I'm looking for excuses for my play the last couple of weeks. I've been the last week I've been really bad. So I didn't play in my Hungarian All-Stars arena. My ratings are like under 2,400 and I'm playing worse and worse. I just like hung a queen last stream I played. So I took like a day or two off. Hopefully we'll play better. Thanks for tuning in, Chess Coach. Alright guys, let's get some more challenges. We've got another hour here, so plenty of time to play. I didn't want to repeat that challenge with the same player instantly. But I don't know about this line. This thing's driving me crazy. I played a lot of games in this variation. A5 is kind of probably not the best move. I don't know what the best move is, though. I really don't know. I've played this position maybe like 6 over the board games. I've tried all different moves, but it's a funny position where it's just not... It's not obvious to me what Black's best move is here. And, but my problem with this variation isn't really this position. It's this position. This is a problem for Black. Knight F3. Fortuna Chess Coach gifted tier 1 sub to the community. Paying forward the gift they got from Ludmilla to the community. Wait, when did you get a gift from Ludmilla? He's paying forward the gift he got from Ludmilla. When was that? You need to go to bed. I have not gone to bed yet. No need to explain. That's cool. He gifted the tier 1 to KMB Golf. So what happens when you pay forward? That's really weird. I heard that terminology somewhere recently. You know how when you hear something, you don't recognize it? You know, you may have heard it like 100 times before, but never really thought about it, but you heard it recently, and then you hear it again, and now it seems like you're hearing it all the time. This paying it forward thing. I think I saw it in a movie or something. Not an expression I ever really heard used. So he just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Wow. It's a good thing you couldn't sleep tonight. Thank you, man. Just gifted 5 subs to Xerox, Chills, John Mac 11. Who's John Mac 11? Hissid Nunz, who's been on the stream a lot, and Sacrificial Ninja. John Mac 11. That's not Chess Dojo, is it? Very generous. Alright, we've got no other challenges. Okay, this is correspondence. Bold Random Rabbit. Bold Random Rabbit, I'll make you a deal. Bold Random Rabbit, I'll make you a deal. If you change your challenge to casual 5 days correspondence, I'll accept. But the 3 days ones, I really don't always get to it in the 3 days. So like a weekend goes by and you like forfeit or something. I will definitely accept if you do it 5 days. Thank you, Fortuna Chess Coach. Get some sleep. I'm gonna accept his 5-day correspondence. But we'll save that for later. So let's get some challenges, guys, to make these subscriptions valuable. Xerox, Xerox, thanks for playing in the team battle on Tuesday as well. Sheeper Spieler, Xerox, Nightmare Griffin. Padron Antonio missed this week. He was busy. Yeah, Fortuna rated. Very thankful for that. What am I thinking? So I wanted to remind everybody to join the Panda and Horses Club and join our team so you can play in our Tuesday stream battles against the other streamer teams. Another announcement, Sunday I'm doing my weekly simul. I think the simuls have been fixed by Thibault, so we won't have this problem that enough people don't see the simul. I think it's been corrected by the head programmer here at lichess finally, after 3 weeks of like our simuls not showing up in the list. Sunday simul should be good. So we're gonna have a full 25 player simul on Sunday at 6:30 CEST, Central European Summertime. King Marcher, how many games do you have? One last time, thanks to Fortuna Chess Coach for generous gift subs. We might make an exception. Xerox. Alright, I already played Morwa, so this is our second strong player today. Xerox has played on the stream just casual games in the past. Not so much lately. Usually he played in our Tuesday tournaments. We played Blitz and Rapid. And mostly rather than the random Blitz. I had a game this last week, Xerox, in the Velimirovich, which you played against me. I lost to some guy in 5-0. But I'm thinking of playing something else. He knows what he's doing. It sucks. C3 and C4 are the best moves against the Okali A6. Now, I can't remember, Xerox. I didn't play this against you previously. Queen D5. Knight D5. Knight D5 is a problem because of D takes C5, right? I mean, that just has to be bad. So CD4 is a move. I think that was the move, according to the book. I had this position earlier, maybe 2 weeks ago, for the first time in a Blitz game. And I misplayed it immediately, according to the engine. Fortuna Chess Coach gifted 5 subs, guys. Thank you very much, sir. This week, Jim, Mr. Coffee, leading the way in bit donations. I want to thank Jim, Mr. Coffee, 500. Agnes Karadjuski with 200, WJ Luke 200, Oms 123, and Asmir's 100. Thanks, guys, for gifting some bits to the stream as well. I can't get rid of this window. Go away, window. Okay. So I had the same game for the first time. And I played knight takes d4. The guy played knight takes d4, and I played knight takes d5. But the engine says that's bad. There's another interesting move here, if we go back a second. So I'm thinking, in this position, is it possible to play Queen A4 check? Was it this position or the next move? I know that there's Queen A4 check. I'm just not sure which move that's normally played. Obviously, I've never studied this too deeply. So last time I took with a knight and the engine freaked out. It says this is a terrible move. I'm supposed to take with a queen here. I didn't think it was that obvious, honestly. But I am developing a new piece, and I think that's the deciding argument for this move over knight takes. If this is developing a piece, then that's the right move. Obviously, it ties way down to g2 as well. He can't move his bishop without sacking a pawn. Like, it's possible to play bishop e2, queen g2, bishop f3. That could be very well dangerous for black. I've seen it in similar lines. But I don't really know the theory here. I mean, I never seriously planned to play this opening in over-the-board games. A lot of times you pre-move d4. Yeah, it's horrible. Like, d4 is terrible. It's amazing how bad it is. White is basically, like, worse after d4. Or, like, he can barely equalize if you play 3d4. I guess another reasonable move is knight c3. Sort of chameleon thing. You can keep the possibility of d4 alive if you play knight c3, depending on what black does. But I recall that after knight f6, there's a move, I guess it's queen a4 check. Because I can't play b5. I don't know, though, if it's as good as just recapturing. Maybe you're supposed to play queen takes d4, actually. You're supposed to play it. Queen d4, queen d5. I know it's not exciting. Xerox is a player who plays the open Sicilian, and he's playing like the Velimirovich attack with white. Now, if you take a player who plays the Velimirovich attack and then make them play the white side of the c3 Sicilian, that doesn't seem cohesive, you know? Someone who likes to play this wildly open, open Sicilian with bishop c4 isn't necessarily going to make the adjustment to playing a c3 Sicilian very well. They're absolutely different stylistic positions. So hopefully here, he doesn't feel comfortable. Even if I don't feel comfortable, Xerox probably doesn't feel comfortable either in this sort of quiet c3 Sicilian. Yes, King Marcher, of course. It is a c3 Sicilian. I'm just playing a6 really early. So e5, bishop c4. e5, bishop c4, queen d6, knight f3, knight on df3, threatening knight g5. The structure with e5 is much riskier for black than e6. I feel like I'm playing the Scandinavian. Personally, I've never played very well against the c3 Sicilian. It's one of my Achilles heels. I also have queen e5 check, though. I'm talking about bishop c4, but again, he hangs g2. He can't play bishop c4. That really, like, drops a pawn. On e5, bishop c4, queen g2. He has two pieces hanging. So I guess it's good. Unless he can sack a rook with check. Knight c4 I looked at briefly, but I have pawn d4, knight b6, queen e6 check or something like that, queen e2. That's a variation, strangely enough. Knight c4, pawn d4, knight b6. I doubt that's good for white. Are you serious, Asterbate? I hope we don't have to change the name of, like, the sides to, like, green and blue or something. I'm kind of a traditionalist. Change. That'd be ridiculous if we had to change chess. from being black versus white. I mean, I'm all in favor of Black Lives Matter, but I think that would be going too far. There's really, really no need for that. That's AI. Facebook probably banned a lot of people too. No, they're not so attentive. All right, so knight f3. Now he's facing. He's threatening bishop c4. Bishop c4 is threat. Bishop c4 is threat. What am I going to do? William. h6. That's a kind of hardcore way of defending f7. Queen b3 is also going to become an issue. All right. White has good play on the white squares, and I'm going to get banned for saying that. But seriously. That's why everything has to be taken in context. And bots might not be able to do the job. We're talking about chess. Machines will never be able to do the job of humans completely. Maybe black wins by force. You see, if I post a YouTube channel video with that, black winning by force, it'll probably be like a violent uprising and I'll get banned. It'll sound like a violent uprising. Okay, this is a close game. I'm a little concerned about the light squares. Yeah, we both wish we had more time, for sure. That's the trick. It feels like we have more time than we really have. But I think we're doing all right. Man, I don't know about that. Now I'm second guessing. Oh no, you're on that square. What? What? That's a queen. I wanted to move my knight to that square. Oh my god. My queen c5, the stupidest move ever. That's funny. I've got lag. My lag is back. We're loving it. Loving lag. Black is better. Not that much better. You gotta be careful. Look how compact he is. The animation is so slow for me. f5. Protect my pawn, please. Yeah, if we do red versus blue, it'll be like the Civil War. We'll have to take it down. It's so boring. Careful now. He's gonna undermine my position. Damn it. king position. I got really bad lag. I can't even like pick up my pieces. I can't pick up the pieces. How's he up to like 26 seconds, 29 seconds? Just stacking the time. He has problems with the c4 pawn. My ping must be like at 300 or something. I guess I should make a queen first. Where is my ping? 134. Route 134. Not quite as bad as I thought, but it was noticeable. Xerox definitely doesn't have a 134 ping. What's your ping? 50? Got a good connection. He was capable of gaining time there. Pretty easy with 3-second increment, really. But I think he's lost here. Funny enough, 5 pawns each, but the c pawn is too weak. Once I got to this position, he's probably lost. I don't see how you can defend this, honestly. But if we go back a little bit, let's just go back a couple of moves. First of all, I mean, I played rook d8. He should play rook d8. He plays rook d8, king d8. Now, with my king so far away, I would think, Xerox, there's some chance you can survive this. You have the worst structure, but king all the way back here to get it there. So let's see how this should be played. Yeah, the engine thinks that white's even better. Huh. Not only equal, but better. King e2. If you play rook takes rook, rook takes rook, king e2, king e7, king e3, and you get your king to d4. There's no way you can lose now. I mean, there's a way you can lose, but the key is control of these dark squares. There's no way he should lose that ending. But the opening was my ping is 250 now. I just can't figure out why my ping's been so high lately. Just my engine, my computer sucks, I guess. I don't think it's my internet, because other machines are not having problem so much. The heat doesn't help, but my ping is way too high. So we'll get to a couple more games. I just want to see the opening. I want to go over this before I forget. Yeah, see, so queen a4 check. Pong. This game should be turned into an educational video on minor piecing games. Yeah. Where both sides messed it up. Queen a4 check, queen d7. And I looked at this earlier this week. It's not even clear which way black should recapture on d7, with the bishop or with the knight. I noticed there's this Alexeyev that played it. Okay, but queen a4 is not the only move. cd4 looks lame. I had that. That's kind of weird. So this move just isn't really liked by the engine. So I told you guys I had a previous game where I played knight takes d5, which just sucks. Queen takes d5 is an improvement. This is the best move. This was correct. This was correct. So we played it right, although we used all our time. We basically played it correctly. And the computer thinks that my move bishop e7 is too passive. I should have played bishop d6, which is kind of a weird move. Just turning the engine on raises my ping exponentially. So I try not to use that. With my old laptop, it was a disaster. Like I couldn't even stream if I would turn the engine on, it would just. All right, guys, let's play another game. Rookman. The memes are true. Memes are true. Is that the player who's in the stream here? You're just 2,300. It's like 2,300 with no games. Great. I'm gonna lose. Rookman 6-4. All right. Play the London system. I would rather be an e4 player. It's more fun. But it takes a lot of study. I feel like the most. Number one theoretical move is e4, then d4, and then knight f3 and c4. You have to be the most prepared with e4. d4 is close, though, almost as much. So a6. Did we play this once already? A quiet, old-fashioned con. It's like, we had a player on the stream a long time ago who used to play this. This is like the old school form of Paulson, Kahn, whatever. Actually, Schieberspieler had a similar game against Mihawk out of the English. That was the game he won. But in that line, you've got a3. Like, I had this discussion with someone else recently on the stream where we had an example game. Like, the playing of a3 changes the entire structure. Just that little move a3 will change the structure pretty dramatically. White's committed to a3. Commitment. I'd prefer not to play a3. If I'm going to play b3, I'd rather not play a3. There's no reason to play a3 in this position. But the game I'm talking about was an example where it was an English opening. White has to play a3 in the opening. then we had the basic same setup. We followed that game yesterday. So queen c7 right away. Is this some sort of tactical trick? I can't play b3. Where to put my rook now? The queen c5 idea came up in some other games I had a long time ago. I guess we'll just play like rook c1 and rook d1 like that. We can also play king h1 and f4. I mean, king h1 is probably a useful move. Rook c1 is the astrobate. Our bishop can retreat. You sent me a challenge. Oh, cool. But it's rated. Just send me a re-challenge where the same time control. No, 7-2 is too long, Charlie. Re-challenge to 5+3. Casual. I don't know if we'll have time. Probably we'll have time for 3 more games. But that'll be it. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to just play b3. Not f4. And that's why I play king h1. So queen c5 is not a problem here. f5. If f5, I lose the e5 square. He probably has to play e5, and then my knight needs to go somewhere. Knight c2. But I'm not sure I like f5 here. Black is threatening queen a8, perhaps. I'm thinking about crazy things like rook f3, rook h3, but it's pretty caveman. Me on Twitch. Are you going to comment the Geary game? I don't know how much more bored I could be with the ongoing Chessable Masters. Will that ever end? Will it just continue forever until coronavirus is stopped or something? I'm just somehow not excited by these online elite tournaments anymore. Not really interested. I'd rather study the world championship from some world championship from the early 1900s than watch another Magnus Carlsen and Friends episode. I just think it's just boring. I want to see long games. Played in real tournament conditions. Things go back to normal. That's my personal preference. So very solid setup, classic kind of hedgehog. I can't play e5. f5 is not so great. I don't know what the plan is. I guess knight f3 is interesting. It almost feels like black is playing the Roy Lopez. But I generally don't do that. I don't really like to do that on my Twitch channel. Follow the Masters tournaments That's not my thing. So Padron and Tony, I didn't realize. Okay, so you received a physical copy. You had an ebook. So how does it work? Like you have both. If you buy one, you get both an ebook and a hard copy. My friend David Figueredo recently wrote a book on the Najdorf. He's someone recently, earlier in the stream, was it Sidan, said that I like openings. My friend David is like obsessed with openings. So like a lot of title players, I'm not at all an expert in the opening, to cut it short. They should offer you like a deal if you buy both the ebook and the physical copy. On the scale of 1 to 10, as far as for a title player memorizing and loving opening theory, I'm only like a 5 or something like that. A lot of people are way more into chess opening theory than me. I don't think I have that strong of a memory, so maybe above average at best. So it's never been my strong point. I also think that memorizing a lot of openings reduces your creativity. David had that weakness where I think if he didn't get a good position from the opening, he was like sad and disappointed, and then he would play badly when he got a bad game. I'm used to getting bad positions, so I just always like fight harder, and I don't give up when I get a bad position. You got a DVD. A DVD. What's a DVD? I got a VHS from Ginger today. On the A3. 2 A3 Sicilian. Foxy openings. I'm just kidding. There was a series with Danny King and others. Foxy opening series. But, no. VHS. In the early 90s, the VHS chess videos started coming out. That was awesome. Really low video quality, grainy video, amateur presentation. I'm so sorry I missed that era. So Rook C5 is cool. Wow. What's to go here? Perhaps it's an idea, but more importantly, he's trying to hold me up from playing E5, I guess. So what happens if we go for it here? I mentioned your game against Mihawk because I played that line with black. You know, I played that against you. And I just literally, Schieberspieler, it's really funny, I was just literally talking about that variation with someone yesterday that you had, and I was explaining how it's like risky and difficult for black to play the D6 setup the way that Mihawk did. It's easier to play D5 and just accept an Isolani for black. I had a game once in the Hungarian Team Championship where I won with black in that sort of line you had yesterday. But it's very unpleasant for black. I haven't looked at your game. I want to check that out in a little closer. I don't know. Can I do this? That was my whole idea, to like fight for E5 with knight F3. I'm not sure it works though. Like, what would happen if he played bishop takes F3 here? I'm just sacrificing a pawn, right? I guess knight takes is not a big deal, but it might be safer than my other options. Again, yes, bishop takes F3. So, whoops. I'm afraid I have to do this. This wasn't really the original plan. At least all my pieces are good. Maybe I don't have any, like, threat. Maybe I do. Maybe not. But I told during the video yesterday, Schieberspieler, my practical advice to playing blitz. It's not easy to play space positions in fast blitz. And so, even though white's better in the hedgehog, it's harder to play white than it is to play black. You just sort of sit there and move your pieces back and forth and wait for white to do something. Like, that's not hard. The hard part is for white to try to make progress and maintain his space. So you're in a much more difficult position than Mihawk is in that type of, you know, strategic position. Anyway, that's my basic argument. Other positions like the white side of King's Indian, for example, very hard to play. Rook f7. Rook f7. Rook f7. It's a little fancy. It's just containment breach. White stands better. Well, no, I mean, Schieberspieler, there are certain players who like space advantage. And Padre Antoni just mentioned my friend who wrote a book on the Najdorf, David Vigoritos, and I Am from America. He's a typical player. He's an expert space advantage player. He just plays and compresses space. That's his whole game. If you're a specialist in that, then you do what you do. Rookman lost a piece. But he was in trouble. He had to play knight f8. Or maybe rook e7, probably going to get the bishop trapped on g5. Murica. But if you're a space advantage person, you know, that's like a special art. You just compress the space, take it, compress the space, take it. It's like a machine, you know. But that's not that common, people to be good at that. It's a kind of advanced style. Advanced style concepts. Acer bait. I have another rook? Where did that... Have you seen my other rook anywhere? This should work, though. Fancy move syndrome. Common poker problem. Bishop g2, king g2. Fancy play syndrome. Yes. But there is no mate, William. There has to be a mate. This is just a temporary break from our regular scheduled program. And you have defense even now. Oh my god. So there's still no mate. But there will be. I guess queen h7 would be a little more accurate, but I wanted to get the bishop involved. This technically wasn't any faster. So Rookman, doesn't he have rook bishop takes f3? Is this all just a big scam? When I play e5? Am I just scamming him here? This just doesn't work. Just take this. Just a lie. It's all just a lie. Disgraceful. You also simply had, like, nobody saw that you can just play this. Whoops. Good thing I didn't play A3 like Schieberspieler. This is horrible. That's horrible. So the best move for white is A3. See, I said A3. I was saying how we don't need that, but we need it if we're going to play B4. We do need it. Better to play A3. Rookman, you played fine. You just didn't play bishop takes F3 when you could kill me there. Yeah, that was unsound. Happy Mac. Guys, I gotta go. Shortly. I have 30 minutes left. So, Drown and Kumar challenged me. These last two probably wouldn't have time. Anyway. Normally I don't take the subscriber challenges first. I was sort of doing that out of habit earlier. But the idea is on Fridays that I just play everybody without having to be a subscriber to the Twitch stream. So give them a chance to involve new people. Happy Mac. It sounds like a McDonald's item. It's like a Happy Meal, but it's a Happy Mac. Very likely that's a real thing. My son would be into that. He likes Big Macs more than Happy Meals, so double hamburgers. C4. I haven't been to McDonald's in ages, since before the pandemic. The last time was like February. D takes C4. I was complaining on the stream earlier about how Hungarian McDonald's dropped hash browns from their breakfast menu. Very deeply upset me. This variation, you can't have breakfast at McDonald's without a hash brown. Alright? French fries, that's not normal. That's not normal, Hungarian people, at McDonald's, to eat French fries at breakfast. But that's what they want. So, E3, this variation has such a good score for black, it's ridiculous. I was looking at this with one of the training partners. White is just like has a negative score in this variation. My grammar is excellent. So, bishop c4. Yes, this is the line. Against Noak Win Tronkson, I played rook g8 in this position. No, I correct myself. Rook g8 in this position is interesting. That would be like maybe played once with Smilte against Huang Tran, actually. But I played knight c6, which was bad. If I'm going to play rook g8, I need to play rook g8 now. This is an interesting move, but it's not really necessary. Let's try it anyway. The normal move is bishop g7, and black has a plus score. Maybe the whole Trompowsky just sucks because of this move. d5 and g takes f. It probably just equalizes. White actually has to be careful to even equalize. So, when I go back to breakfast at McDonald's, I'm very disappointed here. Just doesn't feel right. So Acerbate, Demi and Lemos, yeah. They sell everyone else's stuff on their website. But I'm a little scared that sometimes they might not. They asked me to make some videos, but I just didn't have time. What's their site called again? I know, the Foxy had like a fox on it. It sounds like a chess porno. Mine's always in the gutter. That's why they gave the free Pornhub subscriptions to Italians during lockdown. But yeah, that website that Demian Lemos works for contacted me. They wanted me to do some stuff, but it's just a lot of work, and honestly, I didn't have time. So Rook G8 was only played in the one game. Huang Trong Smilte, both of which are very strong. Men's Grandmaster strength, women. Huang Trong is here in Hungary. She's originally from Vietnam, but she was raised on the Hungarian First Saturday tournaments. We played many times. So she and a lot of the Vietnamese players worked tons and tons on the Trompowsky. That was their pet opening here. And, well, this move I looked at with the engine like a week ago. It's just pretty good for black. I managed to mess it up by playing knight c6 first. And Mark Tronkson playing knight e2. And then rook g8. And somehow he was able to sacrifice his g2 pawn because my rook would get trapped by like knight g3. Anyways, it was a horrible game. The final ending of that game is in this like puzzle book for First Saturday. They have all the best combinations of First Saturday. And I was like down the exchange in an ending where Mark Tronkson like trapped my king in the middle of the board. It was a really good advertisement for this variation. I end up with this structure, my king trapped in the middle of the board, down the exchange, because my rook got trapped on like g2. So what's happening? Happy Mac is like losing his mind. Yeah, I mean, I know Jen Shahadi, of course. Bishop f1. Jen and I always got along fine. Bishop f1. Now, what do we do? This is a weird move, but let's try it. This is a bad move to play. It's not a weird move, it's a terrible idea. Man, he could have played knight c3. I'm managing to screw this up from a good position. Chess.net. What? Wait, what? Chess.net. What is that, Acerbate? Is that the video site? No. Chess.net was that old site that went out of business. I'm getting confused. What's the video site where they sell all this stuff? Now you're sacrificing your g2 again? How can you do that? Do I know when I'll play you? Well, I'll play you when you're on the list. You guys can't see it, so it's like... You can see it in the corner. Jaden, Charlie. You guys can see it in the corner of the stream when I bring it up there. That's probably the last game I'm going to play today. If you're Charlie... Why is he sacrificing his g2? You guys are talking about all the old chess sites. Chessnet. That never got off the ground very much. Chessnet was backed by John Fanning, who was the uncle of the guy who started that Napster video downloading site. Jaden, Charlie H. Alright, cool. Yeah, that'll be the last game, guys. I only have time for 2 more. I don't like the Trompowsky. Seems like it's an equal opening at best. It's funny, I lost to Bala Gimre in the Rapid tournament in February. He played d4, knight f6, bishop g5, d5, and then he played knight f3. And the only reason I lost is because he transposed from the Trompowsky into the Tory attack, which confused me momentarily. That's actually not a very good line for white either. Black plays knight e4, but I just sort of wasn't thinking clearly. I think the Trompowsky is hopeless for white. You cannot get an advantage, and you have to be careful to equalize, it looks like. So the Grunfeld, yes. We'll play something theoretical. Well, I'm supposed to play bishop e2. No, 8 rook b1, right? It's weird to play rook b1 before c5, though. Somehow. That seemed weird. So I've been playing this position for both sides since like 1988. But I kind of gave up playing it with white. It was too popular. I gave up playing like critical openings at one point because it was too much to keep up with. That's why I'm playing knight f3 on move 1. There's a lot of theory on this. I really don't know what's been happening lately with this line. But I don't think that this is the best way for black to play. The real problems, you know, the pawn grab, CD, queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen a2. That's the biggest problem. Okay, this line is okay too, but not bishop takes c3 check. You have to play knight e5 here. Bishop takes c3 check is too dangerous. This variation, I don't know where it stands theoretically. Bob, what's up? Guys, don't forget to simul on Sunday. Hopefully simuls are working again, so we'll actually get some players this time. 25 board simul. Sunday, Bob, good to see you, I guess. We had a raid earlier from Fortuna Chess Coach, so no more saying anything bad about Fortuna Chess Coach being a traitor or whatever. Very faithful to our stream. We love Fortuna Chess Coach, Bob. Bob was questioning his loyalty previously due to playing for another team. So Jaden knows the line now. Ilya Gurvich played bishop h8 against me in the Intel Grand Prix in New York City in like 1996 or something. Bishop h8 was a theoretical move until bishop c7 was discovered around 1998, and that's become like the main line. That's how old my knowledge of this variation is. I tried playing it with black too, I think. Might have actually lost the one game where I tried to play it with black. And that was in 1999. I remember specifically Vegas, no, LA. I lost to Toad Andrews playing black. Is bishop c4 the right move here? Am I really supposed to play that? This doesn't feel right. That's not right. No, I'm supposed to castle. I am supposed to castle. But I rarely go into this anymore. I like just playing safer stuff in general. Not having to memorize a lot of theory. This is the theory. This is the line. Where I lost against Toad with black, probably. But I have no recollection of how that game went exactly. I shouldn't have been playing the Grunfeld. I just don't know it well enough. Never did. Can't remember beyond this what we're supposed to play now. Totally on my own. D6 is possible. Rook B3 is possible. It would be good to actually know what I'm doing here, probably. I just can't remember, frankly. This is why I stopped playing this variation, basically. If you can't remember the theory, then you should probably stop playing it. Like F5 is a move, maybe with an exchange sacrifice possible. But it's getting very sharp. I guess I picked the wrong player to play this against. Yeah, I think that's enough for that game. I'm 2 moves out of book and I know what I'm doing. D6 was even right. I just have no clue what I'm doing here. So he knows theory 16 moves deep in this variation. And now I left book with bishop c4. So this is a mistake. If you make one mistake here in this position, you're worse. I didn't remember. It's like bishop a3 or rook b5. So I'm like lost. No inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. Perfect game by black, but just two mistakes by me. Queen d5, he could already play bishop e6, I think. Maybe bishop c3 is better. It's actually the better move according to the engine. Yeah, this is why I don't play this. You know, it's like you make one mistake and you have a lost position. And the opponent can just be, I don't know, playing out of the opening book or something. I mean, it's just not worth it for white to play this variation. Whatever. Alright, Charlie, you get to play. No, I mean, you don't have to be guilty of book use there. I knew the line in 1999. But anything's possible, Bob. I just shouldn't play that. You know, it just requires too much knowledge that I am not up to date on. It's like, you know, a totally specialty subject that I have no knowledge of anymore. Even back in the day when I knew the line a little bit, it was new and I didn't really know what I was doing. I have not touched studying that since 1999. So we got a lost position in 2 moves out of book. I was sort of maybe remembering d6 was the move. White's pieces are awkwardly placed, and you have to play perfectly. So I prefer not to even go into that. Normally, I didn't know that my opponent was like grandmaster level in opening preparation. Alright. You live and learn. I should buy a DVD. Well, I just don't play that anymore, but I don't expect people who are like 2,000 to just annihilate me. Because I make 1 inaccuracy. Or 2 in this case. But that was a pretty bad move. Queen d5's hopeless. But already I had made the first mistake with bishop c4. It's hard to play white's position with the bad structure. DVDs went out of fashion. Only after that variation. Probably. b4, that's quite a move. Guys, my next stream will be on Sunday. Simul. Only players with 100 games or more. This is a surprise. I might be able to swing the rook over to the other side. Seems like an inaccuracy by white. The rook's mobility to go here is literally a real thing. I gotta do it. I mean, I could play rook a7 or rook a8. This just feels like there should be something here for black. Acerbate feels it. It also defends my h-pawn. Very, very critical. Defense of the h-pawn. So I can move my knight. Arabesque. You got to at least think about rook h2. But it's just too much, unfortunately. I'm afraid. It doesn't work. Like rook h2, king h2, knight g4 check, king g3. If king g1, queen h4, rook e1, I'm not even sure about that. Queen h2, rook e1. I've got queen g2, queen f2 mate. So if he goes back to g1, it very well might work. The problem is he goes to g3. I'm down a rook, and his king is attacking my knight on g4. Now you play something like queen g5, but he has moves there, like knight e4 attacking my queen. And I'm down a rook, and I'm really not confident that that's enough. Now knight g4. Knight g4, h3. I have nothing clear again. The rook is very awkwardly placed. This totally became unnatural. Stuck outside my pawn chain. I regret that it's not on a8 now. a4 is a good plan. That's right. I don't know if we have enough kingside attack for anything decisive. Knight d4. Wow. You instantly played that. Didn't even see it. I didn't even see it that was possible. You haven't played a game like this in a while. What does that mean exactly? A game like this. You seem pretty good for 1700. Solid. Maybe bishop g4 loses a piece, so I can't do that. I like how white grandmasterly outplayed my rook to h6. I wonder if I have a way to deal with that. He's faster than me too. Yeah, commenting while up on time and winning is frowned upon. It's also unusual. You're 1700, you're like lower rated by 700 points, but you can outplay me and commentate during the game. That's pretty good. This might be a mistake, or is it just a really strong tactic? Is my queen trapped? If I take, I did not expect that was possible. It looks like an anti-positional move. Possible my queen is trapped, or close to it. Knight e4. Knight e4 is possible. Knight e5, knight c3. Investigative journalism by Bob. He just immediately went into that. That's pretty quick. You calculated all this in advance? Wow. That's quite a talent. I couldn't possibly calculate that fast. That variation. Now my rook just remains on h6 out of the game. White is better. Anyway, guys, we're going to see you on Sunday for a simul. 25 opponents, mostly subscribers to the stream. Preventing g5. Interesting. Not the best move now. Beat Gormley. Jesus. No wonder I'm losing. Gormley must have been happy. Simul seemed fixed. Yeah. h4 in that position. Interesting move. This is a tough game. I think I'm still lost. Pretty close to it. There might be a small chance I could survive. But I feel like I'm being toyed with. Wow, we got a big storm coming. Maybe I can survive here. Still looks tough. Objectively. No matter what I do, he's always faster than me. That's not a good move. White is still solid with no winning chances for black. And more time for white. Automatic messages. Bob, what are you talking about? He should have played that ages ago. It's kind of weird. He was winning if he played rook a7 before. Totally. Now I'm close to winning myself. Close to. Being the active word here. Finally a blunder. I mean, he was winning easily with rook a7. I thought I was just getting toyed with previously. I mean, if you go back, it's just a totally winning position for white. when you played h4. Even h4 might be winning. You made that whole sequence like instantly. I placed my rook on h6 and now I'm screwed. The whole sequence like instantaneously. Now even now, rook a7 and black is probably just like busted here. It's pretty close to lost after rook a7. I guess we both made a lot of mistakes. Tons of mistakes for both sides. But I mean, I don't know. I was behind on the clock the whole way. I thought I was getting something going with rook h5 and this rook ends up misplaced on h5. Unbelievable. Computer here giving me +3. Knight g4 h3. Maybe I had queen h4 or something crazy. I got very bad lag, so I couldn't visualize this. Bishop g2. Just not enough time. Simul's are fixed. But the problem is that I can't see this move, queen g5. I'm not a computer. And I need to use my time. So I just made an ordinary move instead. And some people suggested rook takes h2. It just doesn't work. So now my rook is stuck out here on h5. And he immediately finds the right plan. Containing the rook and then a4. And then a5. And then the move that struck me the weirdest was this. Takes on knight d4 now. But maybe it's better just to take on a5. I expected even maybe knight takes a5 or rook takes a5, but he played knight d4, threatening knight f5. Now rook is seriously messed up, and I played g6 now, which made it worse. No, it was a weird game. Really weird game. The simuls are fixed. Is that an old comment? Playing g6 just made my rook worse. Now it literally has nowhere to go. And now I'm basically lost with rook b1. Interesting. Positionally lost for black. It's +2 according to the engine. Okay, I will see you guys later on Sunday. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Not a great game to end things with, but I did my best. Anyway, guys, we'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend, guys. Sunday simul, they are fixed. 25 players, 6:30 CEST. Bye-bye.